I can't believe that I'm 28 years old and I have nothing to show for it. Nothing. What the fuck have I done? My entire life. What have I done? Because I have nothing, you guys. I have nothing. I have never had my own place to live. I've never had a car or a career or a relationship. Nothing. If it wasn't for the kindness of my family and friends, I'd be on the street. Do you know that? I'd be on the street. I have tried to plant my feet somewhere and make something last. I have tried to find somewhere where I could settle down and build a foundation for my life. I have tried over the past 10 years and nothing ever worked. It is so pathetic. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Like, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck have I done? How is it that I'm 28 years old, I have nothing? It's like embarrassing, dude.
Oh, dang, all of you heard her correctly. This 28-year-old queen is heading high speed into the wall, and there are no brakes to stop it. And she says that she has ducking nothing. Well, I mean, I did get this video from TikTok, so yeah, she is expecting a pity party. Oh, and she's never had a car, a career, or a relationship. And if it wasn't for the kindness of her family, she'd be on the street. Sister, when you check out the homeless on the street, they're mostly men, okay? I don't know the amount of tears you're trying to generate here, but it's really not going to get as many as you think. And you have tried for the last 10 years to set a foundation to try to make something of your life, set roots somewhere, and nothing has worked. Sister, all I gotta say is that's the struggle of every man out there. See, the difference is women can get bailed out. There's always a blue-pilled beta simp out there ready to bail out a queen like you. And if you can't even get that, well, that tells this gorilla that you have some issues that not even the bluest blue pill guy wants to approach. And ladies, if you think that this gorilla is beating her down, oh, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not. I'm treating her with equality. You see, men get treated like this all the time. Do you know how men talk to other men that are like that? Men will just tell them, all right, listen, dude, you got one of two choices. You either A, lay in a puddle of your own tears and cry about it until, I don't know, something happens. Or B, you can suck it up, stand on your own 2 feet, and do something about it. And I'm going to tell this young queen right now, she needs to stand up and do something about it. Here's a hint. Making a TikTok video isn't doing something about it. But let's hear what else she has to say.
Like, I look around me, everybody else has a place to live, has a family and friends and a career and some sense of stability in their lives. I have nothing. And I have tried and I have tried and tried. Have I not tried? Like, seriously? And for what? For what? To be at the mercy of this world with nothing to show for it, with nothing at the end of the day. I can't believe my life, you guys. I can't believe it. The only good thing that I have is this TikTok account. The only people who give a fuck about me besides a select few in my life are you guys. If it wasn't for this account, I would be nothing. I would just be some loser on the street with absolutely nothing going for them in life. Truly, I would. I don't know what else to say. This is my life.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
All right, queen, let this gorilla say what he has to say now. Number 1, you need therapy. It's pretty evident, and I know that some of my viewers will say that therapy doesn't work. Certain people actually need it, and this queen definitely needs it. Number 2, that attitude that you have of the only thing that's going for you in your life is this TikTok account, and if you don't have it, you'd be a loser on the street somewhere. All right, see that right there. That only shows an addiction towards the social media account. That's an addiction to coping. No, you cannot say that your social media account is your life and that's it and you have nothing else. And you say that you've tried and you tried and you tried and nothing's worked out. Okay, I gotta ask a question. If you've tried a bunch of times to start a relationship and start a family or whatnot, and if you keep failing, maybe the issue here is you. And this isn't me slamming you. This is me saying, hey, check it out. Instead of crying about it and saying that, oh, woe is me, I'm such a loser, I'm the worst ever. Okay, listen, those are cries for help. This gorilla understands that. And this gorilla's telling you, girl, go get some therapy. You're using TikTok for therapy. That's why you said that this TikTok account is the only thing you have. And you're super lonely. Get the help you need. Stop using this outlet. I mean, take this gorilla, for example. If I didn't have my YouTube account, I wouldn't say that my life is over. I'd say, okay, well, time to start a different gig. Moving on.
Well, I'm going to be turning 39 a week from tomorrow. And I am still single. And that makes me sad. Even my own cats are running from me. If you had told 25-year-old Rihanna that on her 39th birthday, she would still be unmarried with no children, I would have laughed in your face or been so angry in disbelief, because that is not what I envisioned for my life. In my early 20s, I was never that girl that wanted to get married right away and have a young family. I wanted to be able to experience life. Probably around 25, 26 is when I was like, I do want to be married. And it has just never happened for me for whatever reason. And I have spent years wondering what is wrong with me. Is there something about me? Am I just not supposed to ever be with someone? And the reality is I don't know if I will ever find my person. And I hope that I do. And I want to have children. But at what point do you let that dream go?
Not fair!
You say that so often. Wonder what your basis for comparison is.
Dang, I mean, the cat acted on what everybody else is thinking. She started off saying that she's about to turn 39 and is still single. Right before she continued on her pity party, the cat decided, I'm out of here. I'm bailing. If cats could talk, he would probably tell us a whole lot more about her breakdowns. So, the details of this queen's story, as she put it out so far, the first half of her 20s, she just wanted to be a boss babe. She didn't want to get married, blah, blah, blah. Wanted to follow a career. Cool. And then by the time she turned 25, she wanted to get married, but it just never happened. Correction there, queen. You see, you not ending up married doesn't just never happen. You provoked it. What I mean by that is basically between the age of 25 to 30, you definitely had your hand in the mix there. What do you think, that men mystically just decided not to approach you? I'm pretty sure you got approached by several men. So you either A, turned them off to you and they decided to walk away, or B, you decided that you could do better. Average Joe came up and talked to you. No, I want something better. And that's what we call hypergamy on overdrive. And if you said that you spent years trying to figure out what's wrong with you, well, this gorilla's going to take a shot in the dark. Let me see. You probably went to all of your female friends and asked, what's wrong with me? And they all said, no, you're perfect as you are. You're a 10. It's those men. They're the ones who are missing out. And you just listened to the echo chamber and kept on going with it. And now at 39, you're asking yourself, I don't know if I'm going to find my person. That right there, that language, my person, that's part of the problem. Why can't you say the appropriate words? I don't know if I can find my man. If you start off respecting men, acknowledging, hey, I want a man, men will be receptive to that. But if you start referring to them as, you're my person, most men are going to be like, okay, bye. I already know what kind of programming you had in that little noggin of yours, and I don't want anything to do with it. I'll put you on my roster, and I'll power drive you through the mattress, but you're not going to get a ring out of this one. And sister, you said that you want to have children, and at one point did you let that dream go? You're about, I'd say, 8 years past that. Don't mean to be cruel, but 39, not really the best time to start cracking the 2% of eggs you have left.
And I know that there's still time. 39, you can still have children. There's still time to accomplish all of those things. But it does make me sad to be going into another year of my life without anyone. Sometimes I think being a single woman, it feels like you can't win, because no matter what you say, people are always going to be challenging whatever you're feeling. If I say that I'm sad about not being married, people will say you just need to be living your best life. And there's a lot of married people who are unhappy and would do anything to be in your position. If I say that I'm happy and content with my life, there's the other group of people that say your life is meaningless and you will never know fulfillment. And this is what feminism does. And it's really hard for two things to be true at the same time, where I do have things in my life that I enjoy, while I also would love to be in partnership with somebody. So I guess I'm just sharing this because I know I'm not the only single, almost 39-year-old person to have ever existed. I'm not the first, and I won't be the last. There's a lot of people that are in my position, but sometimes it can be really hard to exist in this space where you can be really grateful and content in a lot of areas, but also have a longing for something that you don't yet have. And it takes a lot of character to walk through that.
Who hurt you?
Colleen, you're seriously saying that at 39, there's still time to accomplish those things? Still time to have children? Do you know why your cat ran out on you? Because cats are really good at picking up vibes from women. Let me tell you, this gorilla was a cat next to the cat that just left. I'd probably do the same thing. I'm like, dude, are you going to go play with that rubber mouse? Yeah, I'm going to join you. I'm not going to stay here for this old bag to bring down the mood. I just wonder how many times you've given that speech in front of that cat. I mean, seriously, you think that it's tough for women who are single? Let me tell you something. This is something that Western women have created for themselves. You see, men are starting to wise up, and they're walking away from dating, specifically dating someone like you. And this girl is not trying to sound cruel. I'm being as direct as possible. What you're feeling now is what men has been feeling forever. Most of the men out there are invisible to women because the average guy out there has got to live in the reality of the 80-20 rule. 80% of you broads are always wanting to end up with the top 20% of guys. If you're alone right now, it's because you didn't want to settle. And what you don't realize is now at the age of 39, it's the men who have to settle for you. But don't worry, honey. This gorilla's here for you. You see, I'm going to give you the best advice to make sure that men and cats don't continue to walk away from you. It's called expectation management. See, right now, you are living a little bit in Delulu land thinking that at 39, you could have a healthy pregnancy and a healthy child and the beginnings of a relationship equal to a woman who's in her mid-20s. Not gonna happen, sister. Why don't you accept the fact that, hey, maybe your best chance to get a kid is, settle for an average guy who is in your similar situation who also wants a child. That's if you want to go the traditional family route. And you're going to have to look past a lot of his flaws because guess what? Look in the mirror, sweetheart. You got so many flaws, not even your feline wants to stay next to you in this video. That should be your biggest clue right there. But hey, option 2, if you continue to feel lonely, just get yourself more cats. Just keep the doors locked so they don't keep running away from you. Moving on.
I am 30 years old and I have been single for over 12 years. So never had a real adult relationship. And I wanted to talk about something that might ring true for some people that are in the same position as me, that is from time to time feeling a bit lonely. And it's like one of those real shameful and embarrassing things to admit, I feel like, when someone asks if you're lonely. It's not something you want to admit to, because you want people to believe that you're happy and you're not worried about that sort of ever-looming possibility of being on your own forever, you know. And I know it's 30 is still really young, I know that, but when everyone around you is getting married, having babies, getting engaged, you know, moving in with partners and stuff, it can feel a bit overwhelming. And to be honest, most of the time I'm pretty good. Like, I don't sit on the feeling too much. It's only when it comes around the weekend, and luckily I have friends that, their life isn't kind of revolving around their partners and their relationships. They actually want to do stuff with their friends.
Emotional damage!
All right, before I react to the rest of her message here, let me throw some game down for my younger viewers. When a woman says that she's been single for 12 years, her definition of single isn't the same as a man's definition of single. What she means by that is, yeah, she hasn't been in a relationship. It doesn't mean that she hasn't, how can I put this? Allowed some farmers to come plow her field. Some random examples. I mean, a woman can go out and have 3 one-night stands in a month, still single. The neighbor came over, unclogged the toilet. She repaid him in an intimate way, still single. Went on a business trip and, tripped and fell inside the bed of her coworker for a couple of days. Still single. So there's a lot of flexibility with a woman's version of single. And note that she says that she's turning 30, or she's about to turn 30, and she's starting to feel a little bit lonely, and it's kind of embarrassing to admit that. Translation from Womanese. Dang, this wall smashing hit me harder than I thought. I don't want to admit that I spent the last 12 years going for the Chads and Tyrones and all kinds of players, never really taking anyone serious, and now I'm seeing a future full of a lot of cats and empty boxes of wine. I'm sorry, ladies, I don't feel a whole lot of pity for women like this, because I find it very hard to believe that a mid in her 30s didn't get not one guy who was willing to take her serious. I'm pretty sure she passed up a lot of guys in her day. Hell, she may have just Facebook stalked her exes just to see what they're doing. I mean, when she says that she sees other women her age getting married and having families, who's to say she's not talking about women that got into a relationship with the guy she passed up on? But of course, she only feels lonely around the weekends, and she has friends who hang out with her instead of hanging out with her partner. Also known as women that are about to end up single again. Who knows if she's watching out for their husbands? So when they get divorced, she could just snipe up that husband.
Luckily, I have friends like that, so I don't ever feel alone, and have no plans to do anything at the weekends because they're off doing stuff with their partners. However, especially now we're in the winter and we're coming up to Christmas, it's that time of year where couples seem to show off a bit, maybe. Not show off, but they seem to be more apparent and more people getting into relationships than you noticed before. And that's what they call it, the cuffing season, I suppose. But just wanted to share my thoughts that I always try and keep myself busy over the weekends. I try and make plans, see my friends, see my family. I'm more open to the prospect of meeting someone now, whereas before I was like very shut off from the idea. And I think maybe it's like some subconscious way of being shut off, then you don't get hurt and you don't get rejected. So you reject them first, sort of situation. So maybe it's that. But I just wanted to share this, and for anyone that's feeling the same, know that you're not alone, and we can stick together.
Fam, this just reminds me of something that I've been saying for years to all of my viewers. Women end up lonely and men end up alone. There's a difference. She's just trying to cope with her loneliness. It's really eating at her. I mean, how many times has she mentioned seeing couples doing things together while she's alone? Listen, there's no shame in admitting that you're alone, princess. But I just have to ask, how many guys have you passed up in the last, 12 to 15 years of you dating? How many men wanted to be with you, but you didn't want to be with them? Now, I know that my female viewers can come out and say, not every guy is worth a long-term relationship. There are some jerks out there. 100% agree with you. Not every guy is worth a relationship, but most guys are. In fact, let me go even further. Most guys, you don't even give them a chance to have a relationship because you believe you deserve better. I mean, Colweens, it's pretty evident when she said that she uses the strategy of, I'm trying to protect my feelings from getting hurt, so I'll reject them before they can reject me. In other words, yeah, I want to ride the carousel. I just want to develop any fifis for the bulkier / girthier rides. Come on, fam. You're trying to kid here. You thought that the carousel was all that you needed, and you rode that carousel hard for years. Now you're feeling lonely. Now you want that good man. Well, guess what? That good man wasn't a Chad or a Tyrone. That good man probably wasn't 6 feet tall. That good man didn't make 6 figures. That good man didn't own a house. That good man didn't have a $100,000 car. That good man didn't look like Brad Pitt. That good man probably had none of those features, but he had the most important feature. He was willing to give what little he had for you, Colweens. What's even worse for you, that good man who's in his 30s now, who's experienced, he don't want you. Especially if he's built himself up. He's raised his SMV. Why would he want a 30-year-old you when he can get a 25-year-old you? I mean, let's be honest. Why is he going to pay full price for someone who has your mileage? We can get another one who has a newer set of tires with better grip.
Now that's a lot of damage!
I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content.
If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund. Or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms.
If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.